All right, guys, good afternoon. I know it's been a little bit, but I'm over here at Integrity RV in Mesa, Arizona, off of Main Street, and I have a 2017 Palazzo diesel pusher from Thor. Now, it's a bunkhouse model. It's a bath and a half too, but of course, let's get on the roof and take a look at the roof first. And of course, once we're done on the roof, I'll try to take you through a quick little walkthrough of it so you can see what it looks like on the inside. I'm not gonna say I'm a huge Thor fan, but I do appreciate their price point, and this is a pretty interesting floor plan. Not to say I don't like Thor, I'm just saying their build quality is lower tier, but that's why their price point is really good too. And this is a pretty good coach for the money. Now, of course, before we get on the roof, let's go ahead and run all the slide out rooms out, the awnings out, so we can take a look at everything we need to see on the side too. Okay. And there's the yarn. That's unfortunate. Carefree got me again. I extended out the awning, and of course these screws that hold the awning tube onto the cap are gone or fell off. I think I have a video about that being an issue on these things. Let me get that fixed real fast and then we'll get up on the roof. No, let me get that fixed real fast. We'll put out the slide out top, then we'll put out the slide outs, and then we'll get on the roof. All right, so we got some help there. Just go ahead and put those back in with the rivets instead of screws because it's too thin for screws. So let me just drill this one out and I'll show you what we're doing. It might be hard to appreciate how thin this tube metal is, and so it doesn't hold the screw very well. That's why I just go ahead and use rivets now. So I'll drill out this hole 3/16. Use my wonderful rivet gun that I love so much. Put it back together. There we go. Now, in that last video I showed you on this, I like to add a third one because this is just a pivot point. The whole thing will kind of hinge right there. So if I put one more hole in a new location, that'll give it a little bit more bite so it doesn't want to fall out. Then of course, I'll just go in between with another hole right here. Remember, this is just an idler side. There's no spring, no torsion on this one. It just rotates. All right, we'll put the third one in right here. Might as well go ahead and secure, replace the screws on that motor size too, because if it happened over there, it's just gonna happen over here next. So let's see if I show you guys this. You can see how loose that screw is anyways. If I try to tighten it, it just spins. So we'll replace these two screws, just like the other one. All right, so that's two rivets in. Okay, that's the third one in right there. Okay, so with that one done, now we can actually do this inspection. All right, let's get these slide outs out. All right, so all the slide outs are out. Now, in fairness to Thor, the awning problem was not Thor's fault. That's Carefree of Colorado. That's their doing. I've tried to bring that to people's attention, but what can I do? Like all these, I'm gonna use the existing ladder so I can test the ladder, make sure it's not loose, and dang, it already feels loose. Yeah, that's loose. All right, let me get a ladder. Okay, that's a little bit better. Now, I don't know, I haven't been on the roof yet, so I don't know what we're gonna be looking at. I suspect it's a TPO roof. And let's see, it's a membrane roof, it's a TPO roof. May look bad, but that's just the metal cap that's buckled a little bit right there. Because underneath the membrane, there's just a piece of sheet metal that's bent over to form a radius. So that's not uncommon to see. All right, now let's see. Let's do the first thing. We'll walk on the rear cap, make sure this rear molding isn't loose. Doesn't seem to be. Somebody had resealed it, and well, they resealed it with the wrong stuff for sure. So this is non-self-leveling. What is that? Black Dicor? Man, did all sorts of weird things with this. It didn't even do anything. Why would they do that? But this right here is... Huh. Yeah. So that was a pointless exercise that they did there. See, this feels more like silicone. And it is silicone. It goes to my point that silicone will not stick to Dicor and vice versa. It's a very weird world I live in sometimes. So on a TPO or a membrane roof, you want to use the right sealant for the roof. On this TPO roof, it's just going to be a self-leveling acrylic Dicor standard roof sealant. Don't use silicone. It's not going to stick to anything. And again, it's not uncommon to see this weird flexing or twisting on these end caps at the radius. That's going to be normal on a TPO roof because the whole thing does twist a little bit. And the radiuses aren't glued down to the metal radius, so it does have some free twist to it. So do not replace a roof just because it has this on it. That's a silly reason to replace a roof. But of course I am going to, while I'm walking around, make sure I'm not feeling anything rotten or bad. And when I look over the sides, I am going to go ahead and make sure that this seal looks good. If you look at the skylight here, I'm not seeing any cracks. A little bit of a gap right there. It's just Dicor self-leveling. A little bit of a gap right there. I'd probably just want to touch that up. But other than that, it looks good. No cracks in the skylight. Move on to this vent cover. Now, this is a fantastic vent cover from Atwood Mobile Products now. So at least we can pull the pins. And take a look underneath. Well, nobody's done this since it was installed, which isn't surprising. Well, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I can't pry this up. It's glued down at the flange seal too. So rather than trying to pull it up and cause more damage, yeah, man, look at that. That thing's buried in it. It's not the right way of doing that. But my guess is this was done maybe at the factory. I don't know. That's weird. So I can't take this off without damaging the roof. And we're just doing an inspection. Okay, I'm not seeing any damage to the roof itself. This guy, this sewer vent, plastic's not brittle. Sealant looks okay. I'm not sure what that weird thing is. It'd be nice to go at least 5 feet without finding something. It's a weird piece of plastic just sticking out of it. I guess trim that off and reseal that. I'll check the AC, make sure it's not loose, which it's not. Again, as I'm walking around, I'm trying to feel any sort of weak spots. This staining right here, that's just going to be because that metal radius that's underneath this is humped up a little bit. Nothing you can really do about that, but it does make you wonder why they're still doing TPO roofs on a diesel pusher. All right, this slide out topper fabric. It's not looking too bad. It's not cracked. It's a little bit more stretched out. You can kind of see how the weave is starting to let go a little bit. But other than that, it looks like it's in good shape. And again, I'm looking on the molding and I don't see any cracking. Now this sewer vent, look at that. It's got that plastic tab on it too. It's weird. And I'm not even gonna try to attempt to take this one off because they glued this one down too. Again, that's why I really like those vents with the built-in vent covers. You don't have to worry about that. Come over to this side. We got another sewer vent, another piece of plastic tab sticking out of it. That's weird. I'm not sure why there's a plastic tab sticking out of that. It's definitely an accessory for something. I guess I'm not smart enough to know. All right, let me go look over here. Yeah, maybe that fabric's tearing a little bit. It's at the end of its life. We'll notate it. But other than that, I don't see anything too bad on it. And this side looks pretty good. As I was walking around, I was looking at this too. We have our third vent, so that's 1, 2, 3 roof vents, because there is a bath and a half on there, so that makes sense. So that's the front bathroom, that's the rear bathroom, and this is the galley. But I can't take those up. They're glued down. I can't really inspect them very well. This is gonna be the TV antenna. This is held in place with a C-clip or a spring clip, so it is pretty common. Winegard discontinued those. I really like those TV antennas, but I don't know why they discontinued them. they were the easiest of all TV antennas to retrofit to a different TV antenna. It's my opinion. Mostly because there's no hole, no handle through. You have to worry about drilling all the way through the ceiling. Nothing complicated. There's just a few bolts down there or screws you have to put down, and it's done. The TV antenna itself, the cable goes through the base of it, so there's nothing exposed, no cables on top of the roof. I think it was a good product, and I'm very disappointed that they discontinued it. See the patio awning that I just went through all sorts of nonsense to get open. You can see it's been patched a few times with some tape. Just showing some wear over time, so we'll notate that it's cracking. It's at the end of its life too. So look over here, nothing to see. And man, look at this. We got a Wi-Fi Ranger up here. I never liked the look of them, but it does seem like it's installed pretty well. This, of course, is just going to be a Wi-Fi repeater. It takes the Wi-Fi signal from outdoors and rebroadcasts it on indoor on its own modem. So you get a little bit better reception inside for all your TVs, your computers. Of course, you have to be somewhere where there is Wi-Fi available. It doesn't have anything to do with cell phones. And oddly enough, Winegard bought Wi-Fi Ranger. They're still putting out Wi-Fi Ranger, but Winegard, a TV antenna manufacturer, now owns Wi-Fi Ranger. Let's see right here, same issues we had on the back. Somebody resealed here again. And yeah, this is silicone because it's very rubbery. Like a bouncy ball. Don't know why they wasted their time. And then this is Dicor, so it's weird. Somebody did some weird things. Last thing we'll do is walk the front cap. Just like that. Look over the edge. Maybe I could recommend this body edge. But look over the top. I'm not seeing any issues. I'm sure this front cap's a little bit weaker. You wouldn't want to walk on this. So this is a fiberglass cap, but it's a pretty thin one, so you wouldn't want to ever step on it. And we're just gonna ward off deers with those, I guess. And over the side, we look pretty good. Well, there was another inspection down, guys. A 2017 Palazzo from Thor. This is a membrane roof. It is a TPO roof. You should wash this at least once a year, and it's nice to put a UV mop-on coating for it to help prolong the life of it. We're going to use self-leveling Dicor or similar sealant when we're sealing up the vents and the caps. Well, so there you guys have it. 2017 Thor Palazzo diesel pusher, TPO roof membrane. We did a good inspection on it. We didn't find anything seriously wrong with it. Cosmetically, it might be a little bit uglier, but it is holding up and surviving just fine. Needs a little bit of touch-ups, and let's go ahead and take a look inside now. All right, before we go inside, I will show you a few features out here. It does have the outside TV, and it does have this cool little basement feature that I haven't seen too often. Great big huge barn doors, and then this tray, push that button in right there and pull this bolt out. You have above frame storage that goes all the way across. That's actually some pretty useful found space right there. I thought that was pretty cool. Now this is a mid-entry coach, so you don't have to worry about walking past the passenger and the seat right there. And I don't know if you can see the LED strip because the awning also has LED lighting on it. It may not seem like a big deal, but it does actually cast quite a bit of light at night. So of course this is a Thor, and it is an entry-level diesel pusher. It is only 36 foot. It is just rubber treads on the stairs, and it is rolled vinyl flooring throughout the coach, or at least the most of the living area. If you look at the ceiling, it does have padded vinyl, and all the light fixtures are LED already. But with the mid-coach entry, that means the driver's area is a little bit more usable as far as vehicles go. So you don't have to worry about tripping down the step well right at the passenger feet. You don't have to worry about step covers there. Driver's compartment itself, backup camera, side view cameras, Bluetooth connectivity, media center right there. The driver's seat's a power seat. The passenger seat is not, but both of them do rotate around for additional seating. And of course we do have this cool flip up workstation because I like them. They are slow rise roller shades that are not motorized. The only motorized shade is going to be the front one. And this is a pretty big coach for 36 feet. There are 2 slide outs, one in the front, one in the bedroom. You'll notice it does have a residential refrigerator on it, so it does have a Magnum 2000 watt inverter. But check this out, there's a bunk bed on top. So I won't make you listen to it, but it is a Schwintek bunk bed. So with the bunk all the way down, you can see it's actually a pretty good sized bunk bed. It's almost a full. And of course you do get a bunk ladder for it right there. I thought it was pretty impressive that all the cabinetry is solid wood, not just the doors, but the cabinet faces themselves are solid wood. It's also kind of interesting right here. There's something common on a Thor. You have a sliding little door right in the stepwell. Give you access to a little bit more storage down in there, just some found space. So that's pretty cool. The countertop in the galley is solid surface Corian. It has 2 stainless steel under countertop mounted sinks on it. For you to look over here, convection oven microwave, pretty standard affair at this point. A 3-burner propane stovetop. Now back here, this little slot is where you would store your stove covers. Out of the way. But this is real stone tile work all the way around on the backsplash. It's really kind of a really nice feature I wouldn't have expected to find. And it does have pull-out pantries on it. Right there. Of course, there is one more right above. And pull-outs, I forgot about that. There's another one right over here. It's a unique setup. I don't know that I've ever seen like a countertop pantry pull-out in the non-galley area. Now there are 2 roof ACs, 1 furnace, and it is strangely enough a 6,000 watt generator. It's still a quiet diesel from Awning, but I don't know why they went 6,000 and not 7,500. Now across from the galley on the main slide out is going to be the dinette. Now this dinette is one of those effortless conversions into a bed. Just flip that handle right there. Now ideally you don't hold the camera, you move these cushions out of the way, and in the bedroom there's additional cushion right there, so that becomes almost a full-size bed again. So almost 2 full-size beds just in the front area. More of the slow rise day-night shades are right here. Across from the dinette, or next to the dinette, is going to be your theater seating. Now these are permanently mounted and they don't recline. There is a little cubby hole in the armrest for storage. That's usually where the remotes would go. There are seat belts on them. There are seat belts for this dinette also. Across from the theater seating is going to be your main TV. There is a sound bar underneath it, which works really well. And this electric fireplace right below. The mantle even has that continuing stone trim from the backsplash area. I do like these electric fireplaces just as a space heater. Now not only is this Thor Palazzo a bunkhouse, but check this out. There's a front bathroom, because it's a bath and a half. Past the TV right here, it's just going to be a gravity toilet. Has its own lavatory sink, its own vanity mirror. There is another shade right here, but the glass itself is obscured, so you don't have to worry about people seeing in too easily. But past there is going to come to the second slide out. The second slide out is in the bedroom. Now this bed is a king-size bed, and it does articulate down. So it has to be all the way in the up position before the slide out can come in. But it also gives you a lot of walking around space during the day. But of course, if you want to turn it into a bed, you'd have to lower it all the way down. Now hopefully you can excuse this drawer. This drawer is broken along with the one down below it. I'll have to fix that. There's a pretty decent size closet in here. Across from the bed there's also a little sitting area with its own countertop. Again, this is a laminate material. But they did pack something else into here. There is a stack washer dryer in this 36-foot diesel pusher. Past the bedroom, we're going to go into the rear bath. That vinyl flooring continued. So the rear bath, you do have another vanity, another lavatory sink, another toilet, and this is a gravity toilet, so that means there are 2 black tanks on this. More closet space. It also has its own window over here. Now there is this cool pull-out section right here. I'm not sure what you would put in there, but that's a big box. And of course, these also open up just like that. But we'll save the best for the last, was of course going to be the shower. They've managed to put a very massive shower in here. Now I won't lie, it is a plastic shower surround, so it's got a lot of flex to it. But let's go ahead and see how big it is. So this is just me stepping inside. You'll notice there's no crossbar here at all, so I don't have to worry about ducking my head. If the skylight wasn't here, yeah, I'd probably be hitting the ceiling, but with the skylight, I have all sorts of ample room. Yeah, not too bad. It's definitely a very good sized shower for a 36-foot long diesel pusher with only 2 slide outs. But there you go, a 2017 Palazzo from Thor, bunkhouse, bath and a half, mid-coach entry with residential refrigerator and convertible dinette. I don't know how much more you could pack into something like this. It really is almost the perfect diesel pusher. Well, there it was, guys, a 2017 Thor Palazzo. We did a roof inspection, found a few things wrong with it, nothing too vital, and of course we went through the inside. Appreciate you guys watching, and thanks a lot. And how can I completely forget that we had to fix the awning? Carefree of Colorado. Only somebody had a video about fixing these things. I don't know why they have to be so slow. Silicone is not recommended for membrane roofs. Now it might look like this is a membrane. It isn't membrane roof because it's painted, but you can paint the but you can paint the TPO material. You can't paint rubber roofs, but you can paint TPO, just not rubber roofs.